Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. We're back at Bliss Nightlife in downtown Salt Lake City. And Johnny, we're ready to rock and roll again tonight. Got a great card on store for you. What do we got going on?
Well, Mike, once again, we've got a little bit of everything on the card tonight, Mike. First-time fighters and the seasoned vets. I can expect to see a lot talking to these guys. Some of them, Mike, it's the first time ever stepping inside of a cage. And, well, for one guy, I think it's his first fight, period, that he's ever been in. He's doing it tonight.
It's always fun to see that emotional battle they go through downstairs when they're the first-timers. But, as you mentioned, we got a couple of seasoned vets. In fact, in our main event, we got a kid who's fought quite a bit, and Jamie Anton. Who's he fighting?
Well, Mike, he's fighting Brian Craven, coming all the way from Grand Junction, Colorado. The kid's got a great record. He says, hey, man, my nickname's Concrete for a reason. You can hit me, punch me, smash me. It's not going to affect me. But once I hit you, you're going to feel it. Here we go.
Whoa. I got to tell you, those are some pretty strong words. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking for a great night of fights tonight. Strap yourselves in. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Ultimate Combat Experience starts now.
Warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight. Get in the ring for the ultimate fight.
In your light heavyweight division, this kid that's coming out here first, Johnny, well, he visited the cage once before, and it didn't last very long. But he says, you know, it's because he got hit in the chin. He took a little nap, and so, but he says, I didn't get a chance to show what I'm all about, and I am all about something. Who is this guy?
Well, Mike, it's Tony Kershaw, and you got it exactly right, Mike. He said, hey, I got knocked out so fast it doesn't even count. So he's going up against Cameron. This kid looks physical, Mike. He looks tough. He's not afraid. He goes, look, I've been training over the Bernalis Institute, and I've only been there a month, but I think I'm ragdolling these guys like I've been there for years.
Baby, let's check it out. Light heavyweight, no holds barred. Check it out. These guys both definitely got the look, Johnny Ritchie, no doubt about it. Kind of look a little bit like one another, don't they?
Yeah, okay, Mike, they could be distant relatives at least.
Well, we all came from apes, and Cameron goes by the nickname of Gorilla. Pretty big kid. He's the size of St. Louis.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, he once again said, I've been only training for a little while, Mike, but I think I've got what it takes to be probably one of your top athletes eventually in this weight class.
You know, it just helps you get in shape, and it's great, and it's a confidence booster. You know, I'll do anything my opponent wants to do. Stand up, ground and pound is what I'd like to do. Tony, we're gonna fight, and I'm gonna win.
Yeah, we've had Mr. St. Louis scheduled to fight once before. His opponent didn't show up, but Tony the Tiger Kershaw definitely showed up, even though, as we mentioned, he might have been a little apprehensive after his last experience.
Yeah, Mike, but you know what? It just goes to show that with a loss like that, you got to do one of two things. Either you're going to quit or you're going to come back. He's made this decision to come back.
My last fight didn't go too good. I got knocked out, so I've been training pretty hard, and I'll prove myself this fight. Pretty good on the ground, so I'll probably go for a takedown. If he wants to stand up, then that's what we'll do. Well, he's probably going to be a little bit upset when I get it.
Well, if I had been knocked out like he had been, you definitely want to take your opponent down. I think that'd be your automatic response, especially when you can see clearly, once again, he's giving up a bit of a reach advantage.
Yeah, giving up a bit of a reach advantage. But both these guys went in there relatively close in weight, so a pretty good matchup I think we got going on right here, Mike.
Well, definitely they're matched up well, experience-wise as well. I understand they both have been training for about the same amount of time. You see right here, they're pretty physically very similar in their strength. But right there, boy, you see that big old Cameron St. Louis wound up on top. Might have been just because he's a little taller, had a little leverage.
Yeah, and that could be the case, Mike. But right now, he's on top. He's in a half guard. And let's see what he can do. His corner's telling him to mount up, get full mount, and then rain down the punches. And let's see if he does have enough experience to pull off a full mount.
Well, somebody's bleeding. bleeding pretty good. I'm not sure where that's coming from. You can see it's coming out all over the place, though. But boy, these guys are getting after it, Johnny.
Well, it's good to see right there that Tony, the Tiger Kershaw, got back to his feet, Mike. I was a little bit worried once Cameron stepped over into that full mount position.
Well, there you see here that Tony the Tiger trying to hook on a front choke of some sort. Boy, you can see just how strong that Cameron St. Louis is.
Well, yeah, Mike, he was going for that takedown, and Tony did a pretty good job of stopping that. Now he ends up in the half guard position. Now let's see if he can pull this thing out and get a full mount and throw down some punches.
Well, he's got his opponent kind of pressed up against the cage here. He's in a nice spot. I still can't tell where that blood's coming from. Right there, Tony Kershaw sits up and drops some big right hands to the side of the head of Cameron St. Louis.
Yeah, and to the surprise of the Army sitting in the front row, Mike, they're loving it right now. They're having a good old time wearing their camouflage and checking out the fights tonight.
Oh, they're in the splash zone, as we call it. Some of that blood probably splashed up into their drinks. We love it.
And that's what the smiles were about, Mike. It is the Army, after all.
It is the Army, Johnny. And these guys are, when they hit you, you can hear they're loud thuds. It's not like these are patty cake punches at all. These guys are hitting each other pretty hard.
Well, Mike, now it looks like both these guys are bleeding out of their nose, Mike. So they've given a couple and they've taken a couple. Now let's see who's going to end this fight in the dominant fashion here this round.
Battle of attrition, as they say, and I believe this first round has got to be getting close to coming to conclusion. Really a back and forth match, Johnny. It's been a very, very tough fight to score.
Oh yeah, Mike, both on their feet, then on the mat. They've both been in similar positions throughout the fight, but Tony Kershaw right there, Mike, throwing a couple punches, still off to the side, now getting the back of Cameron St. Louis.
Oh baby, and I tell you who's going to have their work cut out for them tonight, and that is the blood crew. They're going to have to clean the blood up off the mat here. It's all over the place, and it looks like he might just be a little bit too high, Johnny. What do you think?
Yeah, he's a little bit too high, Mike. You're right. He's got to set back, and get lower toward the back of his body there, but throw those hooks in and flatten him out. And he's trying, but it's not working.
He's trying, and I just think he might be a little bit tired right here. And you got to factor in the fact there's a lot of blood there, and they're sliding all over the place.
Yeah, they're sliding all over, Mike. But Tony's not afraid to throw a punch in here and there, and you see him from under the armpit throwing a couple. Now Cameron St. Louis is just covering up, Mike, and protecting his face.
Johnny, we just may see a second round. This is going to be close. I tell you what, man, oh man, he hung on just long enough, and I think that last flurry might have given the nod to Tony Kershaw for that first round. What a great back and forth battle that was been, but I think on my unofficial scorecard, I'm going to have to go look toward Tony.
Oh, I'm going to agree with you there, Mike, just because of the fact that he did wind up on his back, trying to sink in a choke. Man, it was a good first round.
All right, round two when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, you missed, as you see here on our Crush Combat Cam, a couple of light heavyweights that were just pounding each other.
Yeah, Mike, Cameron St. Louis and Tony Kershaw got in here, Mike, and went right straight punches, takedowns, Mike. There was a little bit of everything from both sides.
Wow, I tell you, there's a lot of blood on the mat, and it's coming from both noses, the best we could determine. Both guys got caught early, and it was just a bloodbath out there.
Yeah, bloodbath ever since, Mike. But right here, it kind of started. This round started the same way the first one started. These guys just tie up. One of them goes to the ground. We're in a half-guard position again.
And Kershaw winding up on top here, and as you mentioned, he's always busy. He's always throwing something, not necessarily hard shots from here, but he's always throwing something and hitting you in your head.
Well, enough to make it count, Mike, and especially when he's bleeding like that, and every time he hits him with one of those, a little bit more blood comes out, Mike, and it makes it look a lot worse than it really is.
Absolutely, and the floodgates are back open. A lot of blood coming out once again, and Johnny, this has got to be one of the bloodier fights we've had.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, Mike, but right here, this is the reason why. It's a head wound, it's a nose, it's bleeding. How do you stop it? Well, unless the fight stops, you really can't.
Well, the amazing thing is there really isn't any cut or anything like that. It's just it's a bloody nose, folks, and it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. But right now, Tony Kershaw, Mike, in the full mount position. Cameron St. Louis, he's pressing him against the cage, Mike, and I think Cameron's going to be in a little bit of trouble here.
Right there, you would have thought that Kershaw had just in the right position there to finish it up. But he may be just a little bit tired, kind of moved and made that transition a little bit slowly, and now once again, a little bit high.
Well, Mike, he's really looking for the choke before he's looking for position. You've got to get back, get your hooks, and then concentrate on that choke, and he's doing one step before another, Mike, and I think that's where his problem lies.
And maybe he's just kind of tired too.
Yeah, that could very well have something to do with the Mike. Both these guys are relatively new to the Ultimate Combat Experience, Mike, but gosh, you never know. These could be the next big superstars here, Mike.
Johnny, I tell you, both these guys have demonstrated a lot of heart already, but man, eventually that body's just going to give out on you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you spent in the gym lifting, Mike, once the gas tank is on empty, there's not much you can do.
No doubt about it. Right here, Kershaw continues the aggressive assault here. Some nice knees there. When early on, it seemed as though almost he was outpowered by Mr. St. Louis, but now it seems like that has changed a little bit.
Well, you can look on the face of Cameron St. Louis, Mike, and it looks like he's beat. It looks, when you talk about tired, it looks like he's the one that's sucking pond water right there. And right there, Tony Kershaw sets up and throws some pretty big punches.
And St. Louis kind of seems like he's just going through the motions now, doesn't it?
Yeah, oh, it does. And then once again, ends up on his back. And I'm not sure this is a smart place for him because of the fact that Tony did throw so many punches in the first round from this very position.
Well, did a nice job there of pushing him back and keeping him from coming up higher on him. He's doing actually pretty good. He's looking for an arm lock, but got pounded in the process.
And that's how you stop an armbar, Mike, is just punch your way through it. And now Tony's wondering what to do. Set out to the side, throw some knees. Oh, well.
Can't do that there, buddy.
Yeah, you can't knee to the head. Knee to the head.
Not on the ground. You cannot knee to the head. Lonnie Foster going to step in here and make sure that Cameron St. Louis is okay. No ill effects from the knees. Going to get him restarted. That was a great call there on Lonnie Foster.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony's not... It wasn't the headshot, Mike. It was his lungs that are burning right now.
Exactly.
He's beat.
Lonnie Foster going to get him back lined up with 10 seconds left in this round. Johnny, they're not going to go out with a bang, I don't think so much.
No.
They're tired.
Yeah, Mike, they're tired and they're slippery, and man, oh man, all they want to do is get a seat and get some water. Well, they got a minute to do that.
And they're tired.
And they're beat, yeah, and they're tired.
They're really, really tired.
Did you mention bloody, too, maybe a little bit?
You're kind of bloody and tired, Johnny. Right there, you look at that kid, and the funny thing is he's winning the fight.
Yeah, he's winning the fight right now, Mike, and I hope he's still not on his back. We're going to have to pan over the camera and take a look. But you see Brian Yamasaki right there saying, hey, what do you got? You got the juice. Can we get it? Can you get out there and do it again? Let's see if you can, Mike. What do you think?
We got a third and final round. It looks like they are going to come back out here for a third round, Johnny. And I got to tell you, we mentioned this earlier. You can't teach heart. You can't teach grit. You can't teach determination. And both these guys are showing a lot of that. A little sloppy right now due to fatigue, but I'm impressed with what I'm seeing from these guys.
Oh, yeah, Mike, because they did come out. A lot of guys would have gladly thrown in the towel and said, hey, you know what, I'm just that beat. Yeah. But, hey, get back in there, fight. If you got to tap, you got to tap. Let's go the honorable way here.
Yeah, let's just finish it in the ring, not in the corner.
Yeah. And that's you're right. All the respect in the world, these guys.
And an attempted kick there by Tony Kershaw.
Oh, man!
Oh no!
Now
wait a minute.
Get out of here! Cameron, St. Louis, they lit something under him, Mike. They lit a fire on him.
Unbelievable. Brian Yamasaki pulled some sneaky stuff out in the corner over there. I don't know what it is, because he was winning rounds 1 and 2, and this fight really is in jeopardy.
Yeah, well, yeah, Mike, he came out and landed a really nice uppercut that sent Tony the Tiger right to his butt, and then followed up with 5 or 6 big shots.
Wow. We say this a million times, Johnny. This sport can change on a dime. You just never know what can happen in here, and never take an opponent for granted.
Ever. You're absolutely right, Mike. But now, once again, fatigue might have set in. Looks like Cameron St. Louis is still in the guard. He's not really looking to set up and throw punches, but now Tony the Tiger is throwing a couple from underneath.
Well, you know, again, on my unofficial scorecard, he's still down a round to 1, or 2 rounds to 1. He's got to do something more. Oh, my goodness. Is that a tap?
Yeah, he tapped out there, Mike, but I'm not sure from what.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I think he got tapped from a...
I don't know what it was. Like maybe a shoulder choke or something. I'm going to have to watch the replay.
No, I think he twisted his arm just a little bit, but he was underneath, and that shouldn't have gotten a tap, but I think it was more fatigue than anything, but take nothing away. Tony the Tiger Kershaw, big win and a bloodfest.
Hey, congratulations, man. And, man, Cameron St. Louis, come back and do this thing again, brother.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Ayers Law Firm and the DUI Hotline. Give Tyler a call at 255-5555 or check him out online at utahduihotline.com.
All right, Big Cam, you get in here, man, and wow, you go up against a tough kid in Tony Kershaw. It was a evenly matched fight. You guys are banging back and forth. You know, you were bleeding a little bit, but that didn't take the fight out of you. You kept the drive going until that 3rd round. Explain to us what happened that caused you to tap.
Well, I tried a big hit. It took him down, and he got my elbow in some weird Americana or something, and it started popping, and so I had to tap.
Hey, that's right. Live the fight another day. That's what I always say. You know, you tap out now, come back and do this thing again next week. But hey, man, it's your first fight for us, and I want to know how do you feel about that whole experience?
I'll be back.
You heard it right there, folks. He will be back. Gorilla, listen, I'm excited. I hope you do come back. You know, you've got a bright future in this thing. You keep training with those guys. You know, you got Brian Yamasaki in your corner, and that guy's a hell of a guy right there. I just want to say, on behalf of Ultimate Combat Experience, tonight you were good, brother, but just not good enough. Is there anyone you need to thank out there?
Oh, I thank everyone I train with, Will Bernalis and Brian for stepping in. It's just great. Everyone I train with is really cool. Hopefully, I'll get a little better the longer I train, and I'll be back.
All right, man, I'm going to hold you to it. Thanks for being a part of the experience tonight, Cameron.
Thank you.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
I was talking to Tony over here, and he said that last time I fought, it was easy. It was over fast. I don't ever want to do 3 rounds again. A little bit tired right now, aren't you?
I'm pretty tired right now. Really tired.
You know what, though? It says a lot about who you are. I mean, you dug down deep. That was a tough fight, and to come back and pull off a big win like that, it's got to feel pretty good.
I feel really good about it.
I told him in about a half an hour from now, you're not going to be feeling anything. He says, that's right. Why is that?
Because I'll be drunk.
I'm going to be right there with you, brother. Great job tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
He said he's a trucker, Johnny.
He's a trucker. I don't know, but he looked good tonight, Mike. Compared to his last fight, he looked leaps and bounds better. Leaps and bounds.
Well, Johnny, we didn't get to see much of him last time. His entrance was good last time.
Yeah, his entrance was good, and then 2 seconds in, he got his shot right. But anyways, let's talk about tonight's fight. He did a good job. I'm proud of him.
I got to say, and really given circumstances. I mean, he was down. He was losing in that fight in certain parts and came back with a big win.
Yeah, Mike, and that just shows the perseverance. You know, goes all the way into the 3rd. Hey, great fight for Cameron St. Louis, though, Mike. First time in the cage, and you never would have known it. I mean, he was doing the right thing. So I think if he keeps doing what he's doing, we'll see him in this cage with more victories in the future.
We'll see more of these guys. Hopefully we'll see more of you. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience. We'll be right back.
Half of all U.S. businesses are home-based.
This free service helped me find the perfect home business.
Their free success kit made it simple. All you need is a computer and a little desire.
I'm making $10,000 a month.
I work only 3 days, $9,000 a month.
We're making $12,000 a month.
And we have more family time.
Be a part of this $427 billion industry.
I made enough money from my home business to buy a new home.
Your successful home-based business is just a click away. So log on to 214hpb.com.
I couldn't believe how much I was paying for health insurance before, but Mega specializes in affordable health insurance for families and for people like me who don't get health insurance where we work.
Stop struggling to figure out how you can get affordable health insurance. If you're one of 45 million Americans without it, call the number on your screen right now to get affordable health insurance with the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company.
Do what we did. Call today.
In your welterweight division, got a kid that we've seen a few times in Roy Mortenson, good-looking kid. He usually fights on our underage cards, just barely turned 21 a couple days ago.
Yeah, barely.
He's a big boy now. He can join us at the nightclub. He's here to fight. Who's he fighting?
Oh, Mike, he's fighting Brad Greeno. A kid that comes with high regard. He says he's pretty tough, says he's not afraid of anything. He's never going to back down from a challenge, Mike. And he's just looking to get in this thing and get a knockout tonight.
And I've seen his friends filing in here. They look kind of hungry. So, I mean, this is going to be a good one. I'm telling you, welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out. I don't know if hungry is the right word to attach to them there, but I mean, they look like they might have been in a scrap or two.
Yeah, Mike, that could very well be the case.
On the other hand, though, Roy Mortenson looks like he might have walked down a runway or two.
Yeah, no kidding. You see that little swagger right there, Mike? He goes, but the stick of death, Mike, it's supposed to be a pretty tough kid.
Tough kid, 6'1", 165 pounds out of LA Boxing.
I've just been training hard every other day or so. Just been keeping in good shape, and last fight won, knee to the face, knockout. Kid came, wasn't prepared, got what was coming to him. I just kind of keep it a secret, just surprise everybody every way I could do it, so that's about it. May the best man win. Good luck.
He's a funny kid, that guy, Johnny Ritchie. Now, Brad Grino, as we mentioned, boy, he looks like he can scrap a little bit, Johnny.
Well, yeah, Mike, he's ready to go, Mike. He's intense back in the locker room, Mike. He was raring to go. He really was excited to step out here and prove himself.
6 feet tall, 170 pounds at Absolute MMA.
I watch a lot of fighting on TV. I've always had an attitude and been pissed off, so I'm ready to take it out in the gym or out in the ring. I've just been working hard, training hard every day. Just ready, I don't know, take them down, stand up, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to win because I've been training hard. I'm ready to just kick some ass, man.
Well, he certainly feels like he's trained hard enough to win this thing. There's no doubt about it. You see the confidence just dripping off this kid, can't you?
Well, yeah, Mike, it's kind of funny. Guys will get in there for different reasons. You hear him right there, hey, man, I've been pissed off. I've seen the show. What better way to let go of some of that anger than at the gym and then eventually in the cage?
Well, absolutely. And touch of the gloves is going to get us started here. And traditionally, this kid's been a stand-up fighter.
Oh, yeah, he has. Yeah, Roy Mortenson, Mike, who trains over there at LA Boxing, they said his stand-up is getting better. His jiu-jitsu game is really what he needs to be working on right now. But as far as stand-up, he'll match well with anybody his size.
Well, he did a nice job of pulling guard. And he's got, looks like potentially a choke on Johnny, but he doesn't have both hands down there. But looks like he's got it on kind of tight.
Yeah, Mike, I'm not sure what he's doing. He had one arm across the back. He just should have tucked it underneath and really sunk that thing on. But maybe that's the jiu-jitsu part they were talking about, right?
He maybe needs to learn a little bit right there. And you see Mr. Grino very wisely taking his opponent over to his corner so he can listen to his midget corner over there talk to him.
Well, snap Zachary Anderson, Mike. Pretty good corner, pretty good guy to have around helping you out when you need it.
Well, you can get him a booster chair so he can see over the cage.
I think he's got one, Mike. In fact, I think I saw him step into here with some boxes taped to his feet.
Yeah. Okay, well, right here, Mr. Grino's doing exactly what the doctor ordered. Look at Snatch Anderson is kind of coaching him through that, and that was a nice flurry that I'm sure Roy Mortenson did not want to taste.
Oh, yeah, Mike, punches and elbows. He was switching up. He threw some punches to the outside and was raining out some big elbows on the forearms of Roy, and I really think that bothered him, so he instinctively just pulled him close to him here.
Yeah, he did pull him close, kind of curled up in a bit of a fetal position. You see right there, Roy Mortenson he's hurt and he's uncomfortable. He does not like what's going on right now.
No, and Brad Grino, Mike, seems to have his way right here. He's not letting him move. Roy's trying to scoot out to the side and get away from that cage, but Brad's keeping him pressed right up against her. Let me tell you, folks, if you've never been there, that's an uncomfortable position to be in.
Well, you can always tell when your opponent is about ready to fold, and I think Grino smells the blood. He can tell that if he sits up with another flurry like he just let off, this fight will be over.
Yeah, and Mike, and that's exactly what he's working toward right here, but and you see that Roy's just doing everything he can to hold on, but nope, too late.
Big shots, and Dave Sully said inching his way in there. There goes the tackle.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
That's the fight, and Grino pretty excited about that.
Yeah, well, Mike, he should be. Stepping into the cage for the first time, getting yourself a big win in front of all your friends and family. That's what it's all about.
Against a tough kid. I think Mortenson was undefeated, if not close to it.
He was.
A tough kid. He's beaten a lot of fighters.
Oh, yeah, Mike, once again, wow, that was a great fight. Brad Grino came out and made a statement right there.
Oh, welcome to the UCE, brother.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Get yourself a shave, a haircut, come back, and we'll see you again soon.
Go to markmarine.com or call Marine Credit Systems 467-9980.
All right, Roy. You step in here, man, for the Ultimate Combat Experience. This is, that's a tough kid right there, man. And you get in here and you're undefeated. You tasted defeat tonight, man. And tell me how you feeling right now, brother.
Man, I mean, it feels great to fight, man. I mean, it's great to be a part of the UFC experience. I love what you guys are doing out here. Dude got me on the ground. I'm black, man. I don't wrestle.
Yeah, well, by God, that's what happens. You get in here and, I know you're trained over there at LA Boxing and they're working on all the things to make sure that you are the complete fighter. We got to work on your wrestling game a little bit. And it's not the UFC, it's the UCE, but you got hit in the head a few times tonight, I know that. But this is the Ultimate Combat Experience. But hey, Roy, we appreciate the fact that you came out and you were a part of it, man. Is there anyone you need to thank tonight?
I just want to thank my family for helping me to get out here. I love Utah. Utah's tight, came from Nevada. All my guys at LA Boxing helps me train, so got to thank those guys and my corner guys right here. Give a round of applause for those guys, man.
Oh yeah, those good guys right there. We saw your boy right there get a big win last week. But hey, man, I just want to say, on behalf of Ultimate Combat Experience, man, you were good, but just not good enough. Thanks for being a part of it, bro.
Yep, thanks.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
For a guy who just won, you're huffing and puffing over here. How does it feel?
I feel great, man. First win, so
being tired always feels that much better when you just won a fight, right? Oh yeah. Is this everything you expected? Is it go down the way you thought it was going to go down?
It is. I just stuck to my plan. First round, just try and take him down. I know he does a lot of Muay Thai. He's a good striker on his feet, so just did what I got to do.
And when you got on the ground, you were very dominant, and obviously because they stopped it. So great job tonight. What's next for you, man?
Another fight.
We do that here. All right, my friend. I just want to say congratulations. Great job tonight. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, man.
Oh, Roy was tearing it up in the little kid shows.
Yeah.
Came up fight with the big boys and didn't work out so well for him.
Yeah, Mike, Brad Coronino, man, was just hammering down punches, and all Roy could do was just cover up, Mike, and that's why the ref stopped it. If you don't comply and you don't fight back, you're going to get the fight stopped, and I think Roy was happy that was the case tonight.
And I got to tell you, I think Roy's got a bright future in this. His stand-up is phenomenal. Just work on his ground game just a little bit. I think he'll go a long way.
Without a doubt, Mike, but I think it's we got a rising star possibly with this Brad Coronino, Mike. If he can continue to fight and train and get in here and do this, Mike, he might be the next big thing.
Absolutely. We got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere.
So you've got the hottest cell phone, now you need the hottest games and ringtones. Get the latest games and ringtones to use on your personal cell phone right now. Text S51 for Super Mario Brothers. Text A51 for Sweet Home Alabama. Text G51 for Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Or text W51 for Diner Dash. And send it to 77888. Choose from any of these great games and ringtones to use as your very own. And don't forget to text your choice to 77888.
Own a timeshare or campground membership? Turn it into cash.
Timeshares Only got us our full asking price before our next monthly payment was due.
Timeshares Only is the nation's largest, #1 most successful timeshare agency, representing properties from the biggest names in the industry.
No one sells more timeshares.
Call now and receive a free information kit, including 10 secrets to timeshares. You owe it to yourself to work with the best.
Don't delay. Call 800-980-1898.
Jason Allguire, the Gator. The litmus test, I call him. Because all the elite guys, they want to see where they stand by fighting the Gator. The Gator, he's a tough kid. He's no bum. But he's no world beater either, let's be honest here. He's the kind of kid that says, that tells you either, I might have a future in this or I just might not.
Oh yeah, Mike, he's one of these guys, but he's a good test for people because you never know on what given day the Jason Allguire you're going to see. Mike, we've seen him get in this cage and be an absolute terror, and sometimes he gets in here and he's like a wet towel, Mike. He just gets he just gets beat. And so Jeremy Hooley, the hooligan trained over there at Team Elite, is going to test his skills tonight and see where he sets Jason Allguire.
He's going to fight a wet towel tonight?
Well, I'm hoping he's going to fight the terror, the Gator that's refreshed and ready to rock and roll, but you never know. We'll just have to see.
The terror or the towel, who knows? Welterweight, no holds barred, check it out.
Boy, we've seen a lot of the Gator lately, and Jeremy Hooley's been ringside a few of those times when he's seen the Gator fight, and he says, this really is a good test for me to see where I belong in this show.
Well, yeah, Jeremy Hooley, was going to come and fight for us in the past, and then he didn't, and now he is, and now he's here. So let's see how tough this kid really is.
This guy's just a hooligan. That's all I can say about him. At 6'1", 183 pounds.
Last time I went in the cage, I fought Carl Sims. That was in December, and the second round it was a doctor stoppage. So on this fight, I hope to get it in the first round, a tap out. I like to ground and pound and stand up, whatever. I'm grateful for the opportunity to get in the ring and fight. So hopefully I'll come out with the win.
Boy, that kid's got one speed, Johnny.
Mike, it is slow-mo to the core. That's
First gear.
First gear. But the Gator! Once again, Mike, you never know what you're going to see. It could either be the terror, the Gator, or the wet towel.
The Gator, he's got plenty of gears when he's talking. He doesn't stop talking. Nothing but fifth gear.
Last time I fought the Demon, I'd like to fight him again, but he took it to me, beat me up pretty good, and actually I haven't been training for this, and I've been out for an injury, and just coming back to see how good I can do. Aggression. Coming to knock you out.
Well, he's got that line down, Johnny Ritchie.
Coming down.
He's got the line down.
Mike, what was his claim to fame? We were talking about
his claim to fame is he's never been knocked out.
TKO.
He's been TKO'd plenty of times, never been knocked out.
Never been knocked out. Well, let's see if Jeremy Hooley can be the first one to do it inside the cage here at the UCE,
There's
baby.
a big difference between a TKO and a KO.
But one's technical, right?
Well, one's technical, and the other one happens when your head's curled up and they can't hit you in the head.
Well, Mikey's... Once again, Mike, you never know what Gator you're going to see, but right here, Jeremy Hooley's got a body lock on Mike, and he's really squeezing.
I'm telling you what, he's got that thing on pretty tight.
Yeah, and wow, lands right into the position that he wanted to be in, and that's full mount. Gator's in a little bit of trouble here.
Full mount, and now Gator was happy to roll over and give him his back to boot.
Yeah. What's he got? He's got, looks like a little front headlock, but Hooley,
the hooligan got reversed right there. Now the Gator's going to put some Gator on you, man. I'll tell you right now, Hooley is shocked right now.
Shocked right here, Mike. But what is Allguire going to do? Is he going to do the death roll, the clamp and death roll? It could very well happen inside the cage tonight, Mike. I've seen
very well may see the Gator break out of his shell tonight. It looks like he is moving in the guard. He's doing something, Johnny.
Hey, and he's putting him against the fence here, Mike. Maybe all the teasing and all the joking we do with him has got to him, and maybe spend a little time in the gym.
No, he doesn't do that. He drives by the gym. He doesn't do much training there. But I tell you what, when he's driven by, he's obviously seen this right here. Put him up against the cage. But then you try to put a choke on them when you're in their guard. Not well advised.
Not well advised, Mike.
But he did pass guard there, Johnny. He did pass.
Hey, Mike, once again, maybe osmosis. I saw him with some boxing gloves taped to his body. He's learning through just being around it.
If he gets mount position here, I'll be very impressed. It doesn't look like he's quite going to get it, but I tell you what.
Oh, he did! He got it, Mike!
He did it, and the bombs are flying. Gator, man, all the stuff we said about you, we take it back.
And here he goes. He's locking on somewhat of a choke.
Put your hooks in.
He doesn't have his hooks in, and I can hear Hooley's corner telling him how high that he is just to reach up and headhunt and pull him off.
Gator didn't know quite what to do. He'd never been in that position before and got a little bit too high, Johnny. I think he might have just missed a window of opportunity.
Well, Mike, this might be the theme for the night. This is the second fight that we've seen where the fighter on top was really high, up around the shoulders, when you should be
concentrating back on the waist. He adjusted, and that was actually pretty headsy move of his to get back, to realize that he was too high. But then he stood up and pulled his opponent on top of him.
Mike.
I don't understand that move.
Yeah, I don't understand that either, Mike. He should have just settled back, taken his time. But now Hooley says knee up on the belly, looking for more full mount.
Yeah, he's had enough of it. He's not going to be messing around anymore. He's got an arm lock.
Whoa, what kind of an arm bar is that?
Well, it's not a traditional one, but it's not it's.
Oh, that's it. There it is.
He got the pressure going against the elbow, did just what he needed
Holy
to do.
cow, are you kidding me, Mike? I don't think we've ever seen that submission before, ever.
Gator, you were so close, my friend. You were so close.
So close, but
so far away.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right.
Well,
hats off to him.
I gotta say, he came in and gave a performance tonight. He actually came in and did some things that nobody thought he'd be able to do against a hooligan. And well, came out short though.
Came out short, Mike. Now let's hear these guys' interviews. What do they have to say? One speed or fifth gear?
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Right there, man, it was back and forth. I thought you had him, but he persevered and he gets himself the victory. Jason Allguire, what's next for you, brother?
Well, like I said, I really didn't train for this fight. I was injured, but you know me, I'm always coming back.
All right, right there, Jason. Is there anyone you need to thank right now?
Yeah, just my friends and my family, and BDL Structures that sponsor me, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. And I still want to thank Anton, a friend of mine that got me started in this. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
Well, that's cool to hear you say that, man. Unfortunately, I've got to say this to you. Tonight you were good, brother, but just not good enough. Thanks for being a part of the experience, Jason.
Thanks.
Go to markmarine.com or call Marine Credit Systems 467-9980.
Tell me a little bit about what happened in the fight. I mean, tell me kind of what the experience was like.
Well, I got kind of worried when he mounted me, but then I saw his arm open, so I got on top.
Cool, man. All right, I got to tell you, man, breaking it down for us like that, breaking it down. Hooley, I got to tell you, I enjoy every time you come in here and fight. You bring a good crowd, first of all. These guys, they come, they have a good time. Big win. What's next for you? You going to come back again anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm going to train hard with Horn and Jeremy.
As long as we put the cameras away, you'll come back, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Great job. Congratulations.
Hey, I just want to thank...
Oh, now he talks. Now he talks. Go ahead.
I want to tell my wife I love her. I'm glad she comes to these fights.
Which one is she? Which one is she? That one over there? The one the one that keeps checking me out? That one? I'm knocking off over there.
All my family and friends, these guys, they put me up to it. So.
We couldn't get him to talk a minute ago. Now he won't shut up. Good job, man.
Yeah.
To me, it's just so funny to see guys that will beat you up and are tough as nails. And they get so scared of the camera.
You see him, and he's just all ripped and huge, and you know he trains his butt off, but as soon as that red light goes on, he just kind of freezes up and doesn't really have a whole lot to say, Mike, but that's okay.
I love my wife.
That's all he could say. He was just staring at her the whole time.
Went right back to training. I love my wife.
Hey, Mike, I love a guy that gets in here and lets his fist do the talking, so nice job, Jeremy Hooley. Gator, better luck next time.
All right, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. Strap yourselves in. It's the main event, and I'm telling you right now, Johnny, till now, we haven't seen the second round. We're going to in this fight. Mark my words.
I think you're right, Mike. I'm hoping so anyways. It's always exciting when Jamie Boogie Anton steps inside this cage, Mike. He's probably the hardest trained fighter in the whole UCE. The kid trains his butt off and he fights hard.
He's got good stand-up. He's got good, but his opponent says, I got it all.
Yeah, Brian Concrete Craven, Mike, coming down here from Grand Junction, Colorado. Mike said, you know, hey man, I've been doing this a long time. I'm tougher than nails, and I'm not gonna lose to someone from Utah.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I didn't want to argue with him. I just said, okay.
He knows he's in Utah, right?
He knows he's in Utah, Mike, but he wants to really pound old Boogie right out of this cage.
All right, it's your main event, welterweight, no holds barred. Check it out.
Take exception to that, John.
Hey, Mike, I like the enthusiasm. Hey, he doesn't want to lose to a guy, especially from Utah.
Well, he's got half a pink head, man.
Well, Mike, either way, this kid, he's here to do one thing, and that's just to fight and win.
I almost didn't see him enter the ring because he was in camo, and then I saw that pink hair.
The pink hair, I gave it away.
So
Gave it away.
Maybe he's, I don't know.
I love the rush, man. Love the competition. Just love doing it. I like the ground, but I also like to knock people out. Yeah, submissions, knockout. This time, baby. We can drink and have a good time afterwards, but work's got to be done.
Got to finish the work day before you get to drinking and partying. And Boogie Anton, this kid, as you mentioned in the open, he works hard.
Yeah, Mike, hardest working man in UCE show in the business, I think. Here, Mike.
5'10", 170 pounds, goes by the nickname, and everybody only knows him by Boogie.
Boogie.
Last time I stepped in the cage, it was kind of a quick little dance. It was against David DeGloria, not one of my best fights, made a little mistake, got arm locked, but tonight's a little different story. So, been training hard, just like always. I don't take a whole lot of time off from training. Even if I'm not at the training center, I'm usually conditioning. I live in Linden up in the hills, so I'm running miles and, you know, doing my own stuff. So I always make sure I'm in pretty good shape coming in, and you know, I pride myself on that. I'm one of the hardest working guys at the gym, so I think I'm ready. Well, I'm a pretty exciting fighter if it, you know, lasts very long. Even though it's short, it's usually pretty sweet. But, you know, I like stand-up. I like jiu-jitsu. I've been training hard in the jiu-jitsu game. You know, not too big on the wrestling, but you got to have wrestling, so I train just to use it, you know, when I need it. But pretty exciting. I just like to come in, bang it out a little bit, and do what I can and get the W, and that's pretty much all that matters to me. Tonight you're going back to Colorado with a loss because I got a lot of experience in the cage. This is actually his first fight in a cage. He's had some fights, but I just don't think he's going to be ready for what I've got to bring to the table. But I guess we'll see. You know, he seems like a good kid, but that all goes away once you step inside the cage. I'm here to do a job. That's to win a fight. So I'm going to go out and smash his face, and then after, you know, we can chill and whatever. So it's all good, but put down an ass whooping tonight.
Both these guys looking toward the after party apparently here at West Nightlife, and well, let's get the fighting done first, and then we'll have beer.
But I like their attitude about the whole thing, Mike. Is hey, you know what? Let's get in here. It's a job. Let's fight. Let's you know, hopefully get a win out of this thing. But if not, maybe we can celebrate after and lick our wounds.
All right, Brian Craven taking the first punch from Boogie Anton, but boy, he's answered there with a nice flying knee and some pretty good action in the early going.
Yeah, pretty good action. And you see Boogie's gonna be looking for a takedown, Mike. And now that he gets that, he winds up inside the guard of Concrete Brian Craven. Now let's see what Boogie can do from here, Mike.
Craven automatically climbing up the body. Looks like an arm lock is on, Johnny. Oh my goodness. That was
Mike.
Slick when he put that on, I gotta tell you. Boogie's got his elbow clear, he's good.
Yeah, Boogie's clearing the arm right there. If you see, he pulls it out. Now,
nice.
Boogie's gonna punish you for doing that.
Well, Craven transitions right into a takedown and might have left something behind. Maybe not. Good stuff here, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely. Craven, Mike, God, you'd never know, but this kid, he looks like a seasoned vet. Looks like he's been here, done that against Jamie Boogie Anton. Now he's throwing knees to the bodies in a north-south position. Now let's see, Boogie, you can use that cage to get out of this.
Looks like he's doing just that. Pull his legs, use his legs to pull himself up north-south here and keep himself from having his head pressed up against the cage. Boogie doing a good job of trying to get out of there, but I think he might have just, well, I thought, yeah, he just gave up position.
Oh, man, and then you see right here, Concrete, you threw down 2 or 3 nice shots that landed. but Boogie's keeping him locked up, Mike. He's covering his face and letting concrete crawl all over him.
Wow, he was jackhammering those shots down there, and Boogie did give up. Well, gosh, it's close, man. Boogie is trying to check that choke, but it looks like Craven's just slowly but surely imposing his will right here. Big elbows from the back.
Yeah, Mike, landing those things to the side of the head there. Even though Boogie's arm is still up, those things are still impacting, and they still hurt. You can tell that shook Boogie up a little bit.
Boogie is just like being wrenched on right here. That's a bad spot. Not much you can do about it, but Craven is just cranking his head one way, then cranking it the next, until eventually he can get that choke in deep enough to get a choke.
Well, Mike, he's working back and forth, and that's what I like to see. You know, he's not just standing idly by, but right there you saw he was going to give him a knife-point elbow, and you can't do that.
Those are illegal. He caught himself just at the right time, but he's going to give a couple body shots to make sure he remembers he's still there.
Well, yeah, Boogie's just kind of covering the Mike, and I don't think I've ever seen Boogie in this position before. He's taking some shots here, Mike, and he's not liking it 1 ounce.
Well, everything he's done, Craven's had an answer for it, including this right here. That's on, Johnny.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah, that's it. There's the tap. Wow!
Well, that was a very impressive first-time visit for Brian Craven, and man, I'm not going to tease him about that hair anymore. That was a very impressive performance.
Wow, Mike, back and forth. His transitions were slick. Big shots. It made Boogie pay for every little mistake that he made, and that's very unusual for Boogie to be in that position.
Boogie doesn't give you a whole lot of opportunities like that, and Brian Craven seemed to have created those and capitalized on those. Great job. Welcome to the UCE.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Ayers Law Firm in the DUI hotline. Give Tyler a call at 255-5555 or check him out online at utahduihotline.com.
Man, oh man, buddy. I know that that's not how you like to lose, Boogie. You know, I very rarely ever see you tap. I saw him working that choke back and forth, and then he locked that thing on. And that's a tough kid right there, Boogie. Tell me, man, what was going through your mind when he took your back?
I was saying, oh, he took my back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say. But you know, that's the way it goes. I train with the best of them. I train my ass off day in, day out. It just sucks to come out here and do this like this fast when I spend 5 days a week, you know, running my ass off, fighting, banging, you know, jiu-jitsu 3 damn days a week.
Well, Boogie, I tell you right now, man, you know, nobody trains harder than you, and that's a fact. You know, I've seen how you do it. We've got to physically kick you out of the gym. But Boogie, I think that as far as the warrior spirit, you've got it. You know, a loss is a loss is a loss, man. Don't hang your head. Come back and do this thing again. We'll get you a rematch against that guy. Come back and fight again, Boogie. That's what I'd like to see happen.
Well, I'll be back. I don't know. I just got married a couple months ago. I might take a little time away from the game and just train and rework some things, I guess. I don't know. I train my ass off, and this stuff just keeps happening. I hate losing, and I'm getting pretty damn sick of it. So,
well, Boogie, I'm telling you, man, you're one of the top guys in this weight class, and that's a tough kid. And I'm telling you, Boogie, you've got a bright future. I don't want you to give anything up. I know your wife wouldn't want you giving anything up. You just continue to train and fight, and Boogie, all we can ask for is for you to come back and do it again.
I'll be back for sure. I got to thank my sponsors, Nutritional Sports Shop down in Utah County. Jeremy Campbell, he helps me out a ton. Any supplements you need, Rib City Grill and American Fork. They got the best damn barbecue in town. My whole family, my wife, I love you. You know, thanks Ultimate Combat, the training center, and Mike for supporting me and everybody. And thanks for the fight, man. Thanks for coming down. Sorry I couldn't go longer with you, but oh well.
Oh well, right there, Boogie. I've got to say it to you, man. I hate it. Tonight you were good, but just not good enough. Thanks for being a part of the experience, brother.
All right, man. See ya.
This post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Pretty impressive.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was kind of giving this guy a hard time the other day. I said, well, you got all the tap-out stuff on. You must be tough. And you know what? He kind of is. You deserve to wear that stuff.
Thank you. I try. It's not a shirt. It's a lifestyle, you know?
Well, tonight, you got a tap-out out of Boogie. And I got to tell you, Boogie's a pretty tough kid. I mean, the kid is, he's no slouch, and you really made it look easy tonight.
You know, he is tough, but I lost last week, so it was a redemption for me. Training hard.
That's the way it goes. Don't take a guy after a loss because he's mad about it, and he's been stewing about it. What's next for you, man? You come back, you got a big win, you're back on the winning track. What's next for you?
Fighting wherever it is, man. Wherever the fight takes me. Here, Wisconsin, maybe. We'll see.
Wisconsin? What are you going to Wisconsin for?
Get some cheese. I don't know. Got an offer out there.
I got an offer for some cheese. Come fight on Wisconsin. Well, when you're done over there, come back, because I'm telling you, I think you made a very good impression tonight. We'd love to have you come back.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
My brother, great job tonight. Congratulations. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
What are you gonna do, Johnny? Well, most of them were competitive one-rounders. One of them wasn't, but most of them were.
Well, Mikey, that's the thing, you never know. We've seen nights of 3-round wars, and some nights, Mike, it's just in the air. These guys only go 1 minute and the fight's over. But Mike, that's what makes the show interesting, because you never know what you're gonna see when you watch the show.
The beauty of this sport is some of the same guys could fight again and have a 3-rounder, and that's what is cool about MMA. You just never know. But one thing I do know is next week we've got a pretty good card lined up. It was tough getting people to come out this week because it's kind of a Utah holiday around here. But next week, they're going to be back.
Well, Mike, you're absolutely right, Mike. We've got a lot of people that are excited to be fighting on the card. We got the return of the Bird Dog coming up in a couple weeks. Old James Birdsley going to be getting himself back in the cage, and I'm just excited for that in and of itself. Mike,
I can't wait. All right, Johnny Ritchie. Good night at Fight Night Crush Crew. Johnny Ritchie, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week on the Ultimate Combat Experience.